Hello, my hood tunnies, and welcome back to Hood. If you're new here, my name is Leanne,
My name is Susan.
and Hood is basically where we talk about some true crime stories, and I do some crochet projects. So today is my mom's turn. She will be talking about the case. So we are going to go ahead and her crochet candle and get it because it's still pretty.
Right, first statement of the United States when I did the different story we have the place on and and the photo that developed the work and tried to get the head time. So we're looking at this story, it's same to my day. I don't know if it for everybody. It was not a, this was not sexual motivated. However, it did take place in Jasper, Texas. I don't know if you guys don't know Jasper. Jasper is Jasper. That's all I can say. It's okay. So as we know, we're doing James Byrd. He was born from 5/2/49. He was the third child of 9 kids. My kids speak a lot. His mom was a school teacher, and his father was a deacon of the church called the Great New Bethel Church. He graduated from Jasper Road School in '67. Matter of fact, he was the last class of segregation. So James was the last one that went through segregation during school. And this is a fun fact, doesn't have nothing to do with it. But James was also the cousin of Rodney King's first one. We know who Rodney King is, right? James was known to the law. He had some run-ins with the law. But at the end of the day, he did not deserve to be dragged by three white men, two of which was white princes, and they dragged him for 3 minutes behind a Ford pickup. So I don't know, do you know where Ford pickup is gonna get? So I don't know why the white Ford pickup is in, but yeah. But yeah, see, but the sad thing is with this, James was on for most of the 3.5 weeks he was dragged from this pickup. What ended up killing him was the edge of a culvert. I don't know if you guys know what a culvert is. It's basically what a water sewage. So he hit the edge of that, and that severed his head, also his right. So when I started doing this case and I read the severity of what they did, because even after that, you guys, they dragged him some more for like 1.5 miles and ended up putting his torso in front of a black cemetery that was in Jasper. Due to this, I will say, after watching the movie, found out that they took what was known as the black cemetery, they took all the gates off it. So it's now not just black. Everybody can be buried there. But his case was so severe and so heinous that the officer that arrived on the scene literally lost it. Like he lost it. He didn't even want to admit to anybody because he walked from where he saw where the body was. He saw the trail, so he walked that trail. That's how they get that body. And where the trail originally began is how they figured out, okay, he was trapped. But they, at the time, they did not know it was by a pickup. They just figured, he was dragged, somebody dragged him. They knew it was hanging. I mean, they knew the head. before they got they found because of the cycles. He was the man, and then some shit to come. He didn't move, and he already. Yeah, nah. Be done with the bike after that. No lie, I think that's pretty much was been murdered as well as James before we talk about the three individuals. They want to let it by now. So that's when they knew that this was James when the officer seen James is dead before the yeah, because they had run-ins with him. God, it was like I said, don't bring it, okay. So they found him, everything. The ones that let's talk about the three here. Oh, Lord. So the three men, it was Shimon Berry, Lawrence Brewer, John King. Uh, Berry was the one that got James in the car. He was the one that offered James the room. So let's put it there. We would take an example. James was actually walking, hitchhiking, and I was starting to see back in the 90s, a lot of people were hitchhiking in small rural cities. And there was a situation back then. I mean, there was only a hitchhiking going on. And never seen the expired for the murder itself expired June 7th, the 98. So it wasn't real hard, but it was long ago. I didn't know that people were still hitchhiking that close to the 2000s. Wasn't cell phones out then? What you talking about? Moving up. Something, yeah. They all three were using the military for 39. When you get in the three younger dudes and everybody was saying no. So I was trying to figure out what made James when we get in this car. Shane, which I think it was during that time that was what was happening during those times, people. So he got in the car thinking they were gonna take him home. You know, they didn't. They took him to a rural area. At this rural area, they really beat him. They beat they they got a bag. They got a wrench, you know, with the wrench. Yeah, they had that. And then they just proceeded because he wasn't dead. And they needed him to die because two of the three men. I can tell you the two, the white premises. With Lawrence Ware, and John King. And I'm gonna tell you why they became white supremacists, even though you guys might not care of why. But I want to tell you that after they beat him, they took chains during the court case. I watched the movie. During the court case, they bought this chain from the guy. And we're talking about an old school chain where you chain your bike up with. The, you know, that old school chain. All I thought it was rust. So imagine getting chained to a pickup, being dragged for 3.5 miles after they knew you were dead because they hid it in the rear view. They kept going for 1.5 more minutes to go ahead and drop you off at the bus for the trip. And Jasper at the time was not a racial town, but you know, again, it was there, but it wasn't there. Right. Texas, yeah. Texas. Like I said, then the gun so under the falcon. Yeah, but now I'm going to see. Right. And James was like,
I'm saying the white people down there probably something down to it, but the black,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and we got to do that. So we love white people. We love, well, I, she loves you too, because she loves doing it here. At the time, Barry was 23. Your, 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 your,
The you got the feel.
no, this is this is before, or B-R-E, that is before,
Rubber.
Byrd. Yeah, 31, and King was 23. Byrd was 20, it was 49.
What's his first name?
Bird's first name,
Yeah,
James.
just call him.
You don't like Bird?
You're not saying it right.
It is Bird. It's Bird.
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 All right.
Mm. But if you want to, James, he was 49 at the time. Took him, they left him up, they beat him. Like, like I said, I told you how he was found. As the police was gathering and looking, they found 81 places that included parts of James' remains. Let me say that again. 81 places that included parts of James' remains. You want me to say it again for me?
No,
Okay. So,
that's crazy.
King and Bjork, we don't find out. This first name is Lawrence, so we don't stop saying it about Lawrence and King. They were also known in the community. They were also known as white. They was also in and out of jail as well. King became affiliated with the white supremacists due to the fact of now being gang raped by black immigrants. That was his reason as why he joined with the white people because he was getting gang raped. Now, a white person supremacy. And matter of fact, that his trial, what his lawyer did to make it known that he was not, his lawyer had three black men on testify on this behalf to show he was not a white supremacist. Okay. But it didn't stop him because he still went to jail. We won't talk about that too. He still went to jail.
I mean, we beat and murdered someone, so yeah, you should stick with yourself.
Right. Jasper didn't want to do, want nothing to do with it. He didn't want the FBI to pick this up because of everything, the way that James Clay was, with the severity of the beat, they at Jasper, tried his case, they did not want in there, they didn't want the community. Just like I said, it was not still segregated. It's 98, so no segregation, but we're still talking about the South, so we still got some.
Yeah, because that's what you need, like you do.
That's why they wanted the FBI to take it. The FBI did later on go ahead and they didn't take the case, but they did assist. Me, you gonna fight this case here. And at the time, the sheriff of Jasper was white, but the mayor was black. And they were flu. They were flu. They looked like they may have had some issues back in the day, but for the most part, they had a good working relationship. And when the mayor realized that the FBI would assist but not take, he was like, well, let's do it. I mean, it's something that's going to be talked about anyway, so we need to win. then he was just good. And then we got work food. And he went to the mayor and he was like, look, you want some more clothes, and like here, I think some of the things, then just want to know who did this. And like I said, we go through and then mistakes how they got from. Sean Barry got pulled up. After they did this, all three of them with this murder stuff, I really want you to let you know that these three men, regardless of the fact, didn't give a fuck what they did. The day to day asses, they went to a bar. So,
A barbecue.
they went to a barbecue. After they did this murder,
Barbecue is crazy. What?
so I just wanted to know, yeah, regardless of what they say, for you to go to a barbecue is wild. Wicked to me. And someone, baby, you want to sit here and incorporate after the fact that's on the final bill of bandy. You want to try to say that you tried to something, but you was threatened, got me, but you were still a Filipino. And Stanberry is the way they got caught too, you guys. Because he got pulled up. Remember that ranch I was talking about, John? Guess where that ranch was? In his truck. Okay. Guess who the truck belonged to?
They use history.
When you see people, a lot was stupid. And singing blood is written, should have put two and two together. No. So they see the blood spatter, they found the range, they had blood on it. Then they took him downtown. Well, wherever their thing is, not be put downtown, but always was downtown, so I'm the same person. When I started doing them, I literally, it took me a minute. I got down with murder and gangs all in one day. When I got down to their stories, I had to keep walking away. But let's go with the shot. Sean was born 2/12/75. He was 23 at the time. He put everything on the other two. He did not take any responsibility for what happened and what happened. Like I said, his attorney did have three black men testify to his character not being a racist. I don't know if that really affiliated with anybody because the way that he was speaking, James was speaking, can we really say? The prosecutor said even if he isn't a white supremacist, he was a thrill seeker and wanted to see an actual murder. And like I said, he did cooperate. He did testify against dying, let it on, look, this was, we took him, this was, we beat him, nothing. He ain't said he killed me with this and that. Yeah, he went in there and let it, well, you know. But regardless of that, he still went to jail. And as of 2020, he is in protective custody at Texas Department of Criminal Justice, Ramsey. He will be eligible for parole. He is the only one that's eligible. He is the only one that's still living. He will be able to get out. Face the parole board in 2038. Now, your boy Lawrence, he had he had just got out of jail, of prison. He had got out of prison from violating a parole that was done where he was convicted of burglary and possession. So in '94 he got out. 2 years later, he went right back in.
That's crazy.
Him and King didn't know each other from from prison that happened to met, and they both joined white supremacist gang. Uh, at the end of his, he showed no remorse. Lawrence showed no remorse. He did not care. He actually was happy that it happened. And he was executed on September 21st, 2011. Yeah, get him up out of here. It's crazy that this happened, you guys, in 98, but Lawrence didn't die until 2011. It's a long process. John King, he was the main one, and he did see that he was the main one that did the most of the acts. He was the one that took on the most beating. He actually exposed, he actually wrote a letter to Lawrence stating that he took pride in the murder, knowing that he may die from the murder, he will die with pleasure, and then said, death, death by this house. I don't know what, but yes, he did make history, so he is right. He did make history for this note. However, he lived long. He was not executed until April 24th, 2019. So he did do that. And the outcome of everything, um, he is one of the reasons James Byrd's death and the way his death took place is one of the reasons why we have reported the hate crime far as that. That was wild. I do want to make it known that hate crime has been going on for years. It's just in 2008 is when it became in law that it's a very you get hit with a hate crime, you're not gonna see that. Everybody understand. If you get hit with a hate crime, you are not going to see light a day again. Whether you get executed or whether you're in prison for life, you will not see it. And even with them, yes, they were on death row, and it was shown in the movie. There's two movies. There's one is a documentary, and the other one is is a movie, and they're both called Jasper Text. Um, they were on 23-hour lockdown in a single step. They were not allowed no rest. They had no they had no vacation. They got one hour a day or whatever they want for the yard. and many stuff.
You think that I know what's gonna be thankful.
What?
You try and be hateful towards anybody, or you try to have an opinion that's different than anybody else. You want to be catered to.
Yeah, that's wild too. You don't feel to me because I don't think like you. Um, James was married. He did get married and he did have some kids. He had 3 kids. So
Yeah.
he was remembered by his kids. And I will have the pictures up. There is a picture of his daughter. It affected his kids. Wow. It affected her.
She grown.
She wow.
Oh,
Um, Jesse, oh, I do want y'all to understand. Jesse Jackson and the MLK Center was very upset about this murder. He condemned it as a vicious racial. Dennis Rodman, if anybody doesn't even know who Dennis Rodman is, he is an ex-NBA player. Dennis had heard about James's death, and he paid for all of James's funeral expenses. So kudos to James. Uh, 3 of Byrd's sisters, which are Jehovah's Witnesses, I don't know why the media felt the need to say that they were Jehovah's Witnesses, but his 3 of his sisters were Jehovah's Witnesses. And after after James's death, they made a statement stating having loved one, having to love someone, and hearing how one was tortured and lynched produced an unimaginable, senseless pain and loss that will never be able to be.
yeah. Well,
They did. There is a. I gotta find it. Okay. The kid, his son, he started the James Byrd Foundation for Racial in Jasper. And like I said, that's the story of James Byrd.
that's deep. That was how we.
Very heavy, makes me want to go. It's too early. I'm about to go to work, so I'm about to drink this coffee. But I'm gonna go do what we usually do. I'm gonna go relax and play because this was heavy. I'm glad that we got through it within 30 minutes.
Love that. Love that. Sorry about that extra long episode, y'all. We can do better. That was our first one, so we're getting sorry. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Well, finish up.
Yeah. Yeah.